SoFloRadio.com and SoFloTelevision.com.
Since the dawn of civilization, the elusive quest in pursuit of the perfect drink continues to evolve. Now more than ever, we reap the rewards of this passion. The perfect vintage, the finest brew, for a spirit of optimum age in class. And now, SoFloRadio.com invites you to discover the wonderful world of booze by the glass.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to By the Glass. I'm your host, Brett Hubbard, and I'm welcoming you to explore the wonderful world of wine, beer, and spirits every Thursday at 6 o'clock on SoFlo Radio and ByTheGlassShow.com. I am happy to have my co-host Jason back in the house tonight.
Hey,
welcome,
now.
Jay. And, of course, I got Mr. I've Been Bad, I've Been Crazy on the board.
I've been bugging.
He's been bugging. He's a bugger. And then Gentleman Jack is over there slicing lemons. It's making him cry.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I thought that was onions.
Is it onions?
Well, whatever.
Lemons?
I mean,
Yeah.
if you squirt the lemon in your eye, I
make
would
you
cry.
Well, we can't thank you guys enough for tuning in tonight, or if you're listening on archives, which is a really great thing. You know, Jason was wonderful enough to have us a really beautiful webpage made a long time ago. And on that webpage, bytheglassshow.com.
Almost ready for some updates.
Yeah, almost ready for some updates?
Yeah, redo the page.
Yeah, we're going to redo the page. But on that bytheglassshow.com page, you can go back and just listen to the plethora of shows we have. How many shows we got? 200?
Yeah, something like that.
It's got to be. And the fact of the matter is that we're on iTunes. We're on the Internet. You can always go to SoFlo Radio. A lot of great programming on SoFlo Radio. These guys are going 24 hours a day. Tell us a little about SoFlo Radio, George.
Oh, we got the Nicole Sandler show, our weekday lineup. Well, it actually begins with Ed Till. He's kind of an exchange student. He's crazy. At 9 o'clock, we got Nicole Sandler until noon. We got a midday music mix, the Sir Darrell radio experience, more Ed Till, this time on tape delay. But then we've got our homegrown shows right here by the glass. We got John Etch and the Sports Heads. We got the Powwow. We've got Bruce Silverman on Sports on Monday night. All kinds of fun things. We've got the Monocles on the weekend, Inoculative Expressions, the South Florida Music Show. We've got Gnarly Charlie's Totally Awesome Retro Party Hour on Friday. Then, of course, my show every Friday at
and then you
noon
guys
to
are
3.
calling the Strikers games?
And we're calling the Strikers game now. We're
Wow.
the only broadcast outlet for the Strikers, for the Fort Lauderdale
Tell me
Strikers.
a little bit about how that's enhanced the station.
Well, I mean, I was very, I didn't know, I'm not a sports guy, so I really didn't know what to expect, and it's a soccer game, and I know that's controversial. A lot of people into it, a lot of people not. They were really nice to us, the Strikers. Leo over there at the Strikers gave us our own booth. Actually,
Wow.
they had room. They put us over here. They cleared out a booth.
They at Lockhart Stadium.
Using it, yeah, they were using it as an equipment room, and they were really nice. They gave us our credentials, set us up in a booth, and Bruce Silverman, who was the guy that pimped the whole thing, well, apparently he's well connected. They had the mayor of Fort Lauderdale and the mayor of Sunrise in the booth,
Wow.
on the game with him for a portion of it. Apparently they're big soccer fans and fans of just doing things, local things, and supporting city activities. So we got to schmooze with them a little bit, and it's great. We're going to do the rest of the season, and then the whole season next year is the plan.
That's fantastic. And you're getting, is it increased the listener base?
Yeah, it can only. I haven't, we multicast, so we're on
Right.
like the 3 different platforms, and then there's the download numbers, and we haven't aggregated all those numbers yet, but there was certainly some increased traffic, and I know there's going to be more. People aren't used to the idea that that's where they can pick up the Strikers game, so hopefully once we're included in the Strikers literature
that'd be
and everything, and people know that that's where they can tune
That's
in.
a lot of good.
And Bruce did a great job.
Announce it at the games too, so people can listen.
I'll tell my good friend Orlando Alzagari, the Big O.
Oh, Big O.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm sure the radio station he works for will just be ecstatic.
Yeah, they'll love
that he's promoting us.
Absolutely. Jason, how's the By the Glass show doing as far as the site? Are we getting any hits?
Doing great.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have any hard numbers for you right now.
Okay, well, we pull Google Analytics. We can't, thank you guys enough for listening. Thanks, George. It's great to interview the great George Rodriguez.
Hey.
He interviews a lot of people, but not a
Celebrity
lot of people
producer.
interview him.
That's right.
How do you like that? I just turned the goddamn thing around on him.
Yeah, you did.
So fantastic. Anyway, we are so happy tonight to have a really wonderful show for you. We come to you every Thursday at 6, and we bring you the finest in beverage and beverage culture. Tonight's the spotlight on International Beverage Holdings. Now, interesting. We did have, and of course that mainly being Chang beer, which is a beer, fantastic beer from Thailand.
Absolutely.
All these products come from Thailand, and you guys remember the show we had where Intuan came in and she brought us all that great food and
I
everything?
do.
Absolutely.
And she, had a really fantastic lineup of all different types of spirits and everything. It was a wonderful show and a really good time. So what we've done is we've kind of taken in some of the other spirits that she has in her portfolio, two particularly that I'm really, in love with. One of them's a Scotch, and one of them is a rum. Now, the Scotch is a blended Scotch, which is kind of rare. Now, I know that most of the world is in love with blended Scotch. You guys, who drinks Johnny Walker?
I do.
I like all whiskeys and scotches. I've decided that I haven't met one I didn't like yet.
Have you ever really understood in the taste profile? Have you said, because what we're going to do tonight is we're not only going to taste these wonderful
Oh, what a good idea.
brands. Yeah, go for it. Absolutely. Taste these wonderful brands, but we're going to taste some blended Scotch first. Gentlemen, Jack, if you would be so kind as to come on in, grab some. Grab some. We would like some snifters, actually.
Okay.
We're going
Yeah.
for two?
George was doing shots before.
I'll take
that's
a
why.
snifter. Well,
Yeah.
it was Jason's idea. I'm totally
There he
blaming
is.
him.
I
So,
did
thank you,
corrupt
sir.
him on that.
Big ones or little ones?
Big ones. Yeah, for sure. That way we can kind of kick these around.
Right,
you
I'll
mind?
put-
You can drink with us, Jack? Awesome,
Please
brother.
put them on.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try some blended, and then what we're gonna do is try some single malt too, and we're gonna understand the discerning aspects between those two. Okay, and that's what we're gonna do in the category tonight. The first one we have is the Hanky Bannister. This is a very, very highly awarded Scotch, blended Scotch, and the interesting thing about it, it's an exceptional blended Scotch whiskey. It includes single malts from all over 5 international beverage whiskey distilleries. Now, these people have distilleries all over all over Asia, all over Thailand, and for most people that don't know, the initial aspect of making a Scotch is making a beer. You need to take barley malt, and you need to create basically beer out of it. You do not hop the beer, but the malt, if you want to, more European or Scottish styles, tend to smoke the malt with peat moss. Okay, they actually dig these bricks out of the ground, and it's called peat. And
sometimes it could be too peaty for me.
yeah.
How do you smoke malt? In a pipe or do you roll it up?
I roll it personally,
Okay,
but yes, the hookah is a nice way to smoke the malt. No, but it's kind of like a brick. Like, you guys ever see *Romancing the Stone*, where he finds the airplane and it's got
Yeah.
the dude with the deadhead jacket on,
Right.
and they're sitting there and they got a big bonfire in the plane, and he's throwing bricks on the fire.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, not another
Yeah, that's where I
one.
saw bricks in the movies.
Yeah, I'm gonna be dizzy. So anyway, but basically what it's really like is that's what they do. They cut out these big squares of peat, and they throw them on a fire, and they have the barley laid out already. Actually, it's been soaked and it's drying. Instead of kilning it, they lay it on a big screen, and that screen goes up over the fire, and they throw the peat on the fire, and it smokes the malt. They use that malt then to make a mash, which is basically like making tea. You take the malted barley, and you dip it in hot water for a certain amount of time. The barley that has been transformed through mashing, through the malting process, will then give you sugars. Those sugars will then be fermented, and you make basically a rudimentary beer. Then you take that beer and you heat it to, remember, alcohol turns into steam at about 70 degrees Fahrenheit, whereas water boils at 100. So you heat it up to a 70 degrees, and it will rise without the water boiling off. The alcohol will boil off, and that is basic distillation. And they do this in pot stills. That is how you make Scotch.
They also do it in Appalachia, which is where I learnt how.
I thought you was reared in the South.
I was.
boy.
I'm still sore about it.
Yeah. So basically, yeah. No, this is it's hand selected and carefully blended to create smooth, light, and perfect blended Scotch. Now, they make Scotches in all their many different distilleries all over. I believe it's Thailand or maybe even Asia, and these are some of their best blends. Okay. So do you guys remember when we did that wonderful show with Lefroy?
Oh, yes. I do.
Unbelievable. Simon Brooking, one of the best. I mean, this guy was amazing, He was not only personable, but beyond, but he just had like this character about him. He embodied Scotch. What is it about these Scottish guys? They're just hilarious.
It's because they live there. Have you seen where they live, man? They got to have a sense of humor.
They got to be funny.
Yeah, the thing
Absolutely.
with the pipes and the kilts and everything.
Seriously, I mean,
it makes you crazy living there.
It's got to.
They don't call it the Highlands for nothing,
Absolutely. So what we had was, a wonderful show with Simon Brooking talking about Lefroy, which will curl your hairs. There's no alcohol on earth, bar none, which is more intense than that Lefroy 10-year. It literally makes your face numb.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was sweating smoke for the rest of the night.
So he was talking about that, and when he talked about that, he really spoke about the history of Scotch. And I said to him, what is the history between the blended and the single malts? And what he was really talking about was the fact that back in the days, they had thousands of people that would distill upon themselves. Now, as George just said, horrible place to live, craggy, cold, nasty shit.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean,
and haggis. They eat haggis.
Yeah, and just, basically you got a sheep on a hill and it's raining all the
I know.
time,
I would have invented Scotch.
Exactly. So everybody's making Scotch, right? And basically they weren't even drinking beer; they were drinking Scotch.
Right.
So they were making Scotch, and there was so many people that were making it. Nobody was paying taxes on it. So what they did was they invented a way to create single tax units to where people would come and they would trade all of their different Scotches, which were different qualities, different alcohol strengths. Some of it would kill you. They're blind drunk. They just made it because there's many different aspects to the alcohol. When you distill, you make different types of fusel alcohols. You make alcohol that's petroleum that can be used in a car, like an ethanol. You make that. You make methanol, which is basically also another form of alcohol. You make ethyl alcohol, which is the alcohol we drink. Okay, and then you also make you can make the white lightning, which is like pure isopropyl alcohol and those types of things, which is like a rubbing alcohol. There's many different alcohols that come from different distillation temperatures,
yeah.
and also the aspects of the sugars that are being boiled off. So you need to really know what it is you're creating and what you're drinking, because if you produce the wrong thing, you can definitely die from it. So a lot of people that we're talking hundreds of years ago, 16, 1700s in Scotland, it was just a wild west type of aspect with all these people making their own types of booze. So there would be roadhouses, and along these roadhouses, people would come and bring their different hooches, and they would blend them together, and they would make a single type of product from blending different things together to make a Scotch that was quality, that was created out of many different Scotches. So they are definitely Frankenstein Scotches, but over time, people really had this flavor for blended Scotch as opposed to single malts, because single malt Scotch, single malt whiskey really is the art of creating a perfect product from one batch, from one single malting of you can make, here's the thing, you can dunk your tea bag into water and make one single malt, okay, one big cauldron of beer, right? And then distill off of that into one barrel of Scotch. And then you can break that down into different aging processes, different barrels of aging and whatnot. But from that it would still be from the one single malting. This is from many different batches being made, okay? So that's what blended Scotch whiskey is, basically.
Is this aged at all?
It sounds like, because you
Yes.
brew.
Okay.
Yeah.
And have you ever thought of distilling? Are we allowed to do that? Because I know they have
You're
those.
not allowed.
Those in,
you're
North
not
Carolina,
allowed.
They have a
but-
limited license.
But you know what, though? You're not allowed, but it doesn't seem like it's that hard if those rednecks in West
you can
Virginia
distill
can pull it
shine
off.
in North Carolina. There's a law. You can only make so much of it.
It's against federal law, though.
Yeah, because they can't tax it.
Them damn revenuers. I'm pretty sure that they've got a law where because they're selling it like by the side of the road out in the open.
No,
Yeah,
that's got to be legal.
Well, I mean, it used to be illegal because they would have to run. I remember watching that show, and the guy got pulled over. He's transporting it across state lines and selling it. I guess that's what the illegal aspect of it is. But I know it's illegal because they just made. It was funny because George Washington made homebrewing legal when he signed the Declaration of Independence. It was actually part of it. But then when they enacted Prohibition by creating constitutional amendment. Amendment 19, actually, in 1920, they made alcohol illegal to produce, own, sell, whatnot. When they reenacted it, the 21st Amendment in
all kinds of regulations.
Right, in 33 or something like that? Yeah, 33. Then they forgot a glitch in the law to make home brewing legal again. So in 1978, Jimmy Carter signed a bill to make home brewing legal. And that's when you're going to notice a lot of craft brewers starting up right around 78 when he actually, he signed that loophole. So from the time it was Prohibition until the time of from 33 to 78, home brewing was completely illegal in this country. And, it was definitely a loophole. But yeah, I don't know. Jimmy Carter was actually pretty cool in a couple of senses, one or two, but for the most part he was an inept ass. But
I think he did it to hook up his brother.
You could buy all that.
Oh, yeah,
stuff.
that's right.
Billy wanted to brew beer, and it's like, you got to
Billy
Oh,
brew
Bear,
yeah,
it.
yeah.
that's true.
Yeah,
That is
Billy
true.
Bear, yeah.
Yeah, Billy Bear.
But you could buy all that stuff online, so whatever you do with it when you get it, I guess, is up to you.
Like mushrooms.
Oh, yeah.
No, what can you buy online? Is
What?
moonshine?
Distilling equipment.
Well, it's like back
Yeah.
in the day when they made Prohibition. They
Well, you could
basically
make
they
your-
sold you malt and yeast, and they said,
Sure.
do not mix these together. It will create alcohol. You do not want that. It's illegal.
Yeah, I don't
That's
want.
what they put right there
don't
on
want
the
that
directions.
at all.
Do not take water and heat it to this temperature, and please do not do this. You know, it's just like
Yeah,
all
you
these
just
directions.
basically gave him instructions, right?
Yeah, that's all they did. Yeah.
Yeah, they have all the instructions online, so anyone just Google that,
Okay.
figure it out.
Let's
Well-
start distilling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
Way easier than meth. I've been watching a lot of Breaking Bad lately.
That looks a little
Okay.
And
complicated,
that's a little
right?
complicated, but I could distill maybe.
Yeah.
it's amazing because, okay, so Hanky Bannister, one of the first products we're trying today from International Beverage Holdings, was actually established in 1757. They have an illustrious clientele, included Prince Regent William, the fourth, George V, Winston Churchill. Today, Hanky Bannister aims to bring an intriguing sense of style and sophistication to the crowded blended Scotch whiskey category. It is a very crowded category. But, they have the original, the 12-year, the 21-year. Ooh, George likes some 21-year-olds.
Yes.
And the 25 and the 40-year-old.
Bubblegum.
So, but what they're really trying to do is make a light, palatable blended Scotch. And what do you guys
It's
think?
drinkable. I mean,
Jason was saying that right off the bat.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not
Mhm.
offended by it at all. It's drinkable.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it. It's has a little bite to it, but it's real.
Yeah,
smooth.
but you're expecting that with Scotch,
Right.
so
I got to say, out of all whiskeys, Scotch is one of my least favorite.
yeah, absolutely.
It always has been. I don't know why.
It's
just
the peat.
It is a little bit the peat, but then there's unpeated scotches that are. It just has a very distinct. It has to do with the water is very.
Yeah.
I would imagine is very hard.
I had to warm up to Scotch. The Cubans really like Scotch. I like
Yeah.
the American whiskeys, and I would
Yeah,
argue a lot.
I like softer, maltier sweetness from the malt.
Yeah.
These tend to be.
And that was it.
You can taste.
Like-
you can taste almost like the water has like calcium and sulfate in it.
It's
which-
ultra dry, occasionally bitter, as opposed to like a Jack
even without
Daniels.
the peat. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a very different. Like when you taste Jack Daniels, you can totally taste like that super sweet corn.
Sure.
Yeah.
This has no corn.
Right.
There's no
Yeah.
corn.
There's no
in
sweetness
Scotch.
to this at all, and it takes
It's,
a little getting
it's
used to.
generally malted barley. It's 100% barley. And what the Americans probably did was they probably added corn in to affect that flavor. They also had an abundance of corn, but they probably did a mix of barley, corn, and some wheat and whatever else they wanted to create that flavor that they were looking for. That's the difference between American whiskeys and Scotch, is that it's mostly barley. And malted barley gives you a very different flavor when it's 100% malted barley. And this is the flavor that you generally get from Scotch. Not one of my favorites. I prefer, different whiskeys.
Like people that drink the coffee black that argue with me all the time. It's like, oh, it's the only way that you can actually taste the coffee. I kind of liken it to that. Without the sweetness, you get all these other flavors in the malt that you normally wouldn't be enjoying with Scotch.
No, you're absolutely right. The corn definitely alters the flavor of it. You're not getting a pure flavor of the barley. And it's kind of like anything else. If you drink a barley wine or if you drink a specific English ales, bitters and whatnots, milds and so forth, IPA pale ales from England, a Bass, before it became a malt adjunct piece of crap.
The Trooper.
Brewed in. Yeah, exactly, Trooper. When you taste a Trooper, not
It is
only
a little bit
the
bitter.
sulfur and the
Yeah.
well, no, that's from the hops, but the sulfur and the calcium carbonate that's in the water in that part of England, and they use 100% malted barley. What it does is it gives you a very, very distinctive flavor that you don't get in a lot of other beers. It's 100% malted barley, and you taste that barley, and it completely tastes different. So.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So I'm definitely drinking this one, and I'm thinking to myself, this is pretty good. It's pretty palatable. George, you said you thought it had a little must.
I think it was just old. But the more I drink it, the less musty it is.
Well, they tend to get better with time. I don't think this is the original. It's not aged at all. But I mean, look, they're selling.
I'm
up to
thinking
40 years old. I mean,
I was thinking like maybe Ed Roberts had this in the trunk of his car for a while.
Ed did not lay
got-
hands
got
on this. I got it
dusty.
directly
If you
from the
leave it here, it
distributor.
won't age either.
No, it won't. It won't age
Yeah.
a week.
I got it directly from the distributor. But
I could finish that in 2 days.
I
Oh.
bet.
2 evenings. Yeah. Done it.
Double
Think
dog
your liver
area.
would have to process all that.
Yeah.
but I mean, it's smooth and complex, right?
It is.
It
It's
is.
very nice.
It's actually drinkable. I would.
No, why do
order
people,
this again.
before we get into the single malt, why do people make such a big deal out of single malt? Why is that more special?
Well, because it's harder to hide any imperfections. When you blend scotches, you take one that's too dry and too much alcohol on this end, and you take one
Put
that's
it
too
together.
flabby and
I
too
see.
sweet, and you blend those together, and you get something. But to be able to make a masterpiece scotch out of one single malting and have it have no flaws and no imperfections, and have it taste exactly what you're looking for, bring out all those really wonderful rich fruit flavors and all those really nutty flavors. You also get a lot of really good toasted flavors that come from it. If you can really pick up all that perception and also have those real alcohol fusels that you're that are in there be very subdued and muted, or as basically dialed into what you're looking for. Everybody's looking for something that's very smooth, has a lot of flavor, but is still a firm alcohol backing. And if you can do that from one single malting, then you're creating a masterpiece.
I
without
see.
having to
So
blend.
blending is kind of like cheating, like doing production and
Yeah.
production. I mean, you can just keep editing and redoing until you get exactly what
It's
you're looking
kind of
for.
it's kind of like some people like black coffee with nothing in it, and they really like the flavor of coffee. And then some people like tons of cream and sugar. Like anybody who goes to Dunkin' Donuts, your coffee's white when you drink it.
That's
You know
the
what
way
I mean?
I
It's
like
you
it.
look
Yeah.
at the fucking thing, and it's like,
Yeah.
this is white.
It's a milkshake.
This
It's a
is
milkshake,
this
right.
is this is white water.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like,
It's
what
ca-
is this?
This is café con leche, man. This is what the Cuban kids eat for breakfast.
Well, cafe con leche.
That's what they give the
is-
babies.
Cafe con leche is amazing, though. I mean,
it
it's
is
completely
milk, but
different,
because they put espresso in it.
and they do it like
They-
over the
right.
stove, and they add the sugar
Sure.
while it's still heating, and
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
like a
That's a
rhythm
thing.
to it with it on the stove with milk and sugar,
Yeah.
like being heated.
No, I know what you're
and
saying.
stirred.
Dunkin' Donuts, they just put all this
They
cream.
put
Yeah, it's
half a cup of
ridiculous.
sugar in there and then
Yeah.
pour the coffee in.
Hey, why does this coffee
It
taste
doesn't
so
even have the
good?
consistency of milk. It's water, for crying
Right.
out loud. I mean, so basically, it's just being able to produce that really great product right off the bat is a single malt. So, and we're not going to get too much into all the different areas of Scotland because this is produced in Asia.
No, it's not. It's produced in Scotland. It says right on it.
Well, this says here that okay, yeah. Oh, they have distilleries all over the world. So this comes from all their different distilleries. Hanky Bannister blended Scotch necessary to combine several whiskeys from grain and malt from different distilleries.
This
Necessary to
bottle,
combine
though,
several whiskeys from grain and malt distilleries.
distilled and blended in Scotland. It says it on the bottle.
Right. But represent care, craftsmanship, people that make, and the brewers in Chiang, Thailand, to the distillers of a fine single malt, Old Pulteney in Scotland. Okay, so there's different ones that come from different parts of the world.
I want my Scotch from
5
Scotland.
international beverage whiskey distilleries. Okay, so they
Isn't
own,
there a law?
I'm sorry, they own the companies.
Yeah, I think so.
They own the companies. It has to be called Scotch to be come
Yeah.
from Scotland. So this one here is from which part of the world? This blended Scotch whiskey. What does it say on the back?
It's on the front. It says Scotland.
Well, yeah. Well, I guess that's kind
Which
of like
part?
the designation is pretty broad.
All right.
I guess you can do that with blended Scotch whiskeys because there's 5 different distilleries involved that are from all over the
So they're sending it to
the
Scotland.
continent.
And they
No.
brew it there.
No. Those 5 distilleries, I would imagine, are in Scotland, and they take from those 5 distilleries to blend one product.
Okay.
That they're not going to say it's from Highland, it's from Speyside, it's from Islay. They're not going to give a designation because it's blended from those different areas. Okay. So
I got you.
yeah. But it's won of just an absolute ton of medals. It's they say it's a light aroma with spiciness.
A light palatable.
Yeah. Okay. Creamy toffee with a golden hue. Let's see if we get a light. You guys get a light spiciness off of this, and that would probably come from the wood aging. Yeah, I think there's some spice.
Yeah,
in
it's
there.
that bite Jack's talking about. Yeah.
Are we still drinking this?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
It does. I mean, it's got that little nip, but
Right.
it tails
light
right off, and
spiciness.
it's smooth.
Yeah, it's pretty
It's
smooth.
enough to numb your tongue just a
drinkable.
little bit. Just a little bit.
I do like it. I think it's very drinkable. It definitely, as it breathes a little bit, and I generally put whiskey over the rocks.
Is it a little
but-
more amber?
My weird because
Than other scotches?
I'm warming
Yeah.
this up. I'm enjoying whiskey warmer and warmer as I get old.
Okay.
Yeah, it definitely opens up. They say it's just a dap of water, just a
They
drop.
say that.
Yeah.
I got water in my mouth.
Yeah.
That is while
When
I'm,
it- when it
while
hits
I'm
my
doing
tongue.
this, my mouth is very watery.
So it's a creamy toffee with a golden hue. What do you think? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a creamy toffee,
Sure.
golden hue.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, the taste is a light, subtle blend, clean, sweet, and spicy with a honey tones, pleasantly tasting. Do you get a little bit of a honey tone in there?
Honey, I didn't, but let me try. You get it? Yeah.
The thickness.
The viscosity,
Yeah.
body.
Yeah, definitely.
It's very good, and it's not too biting. that's the thing with blended. You're going to get more of a mellowed Scotch, and you're going to find something that you really.
Are we going to mix it with lemons and sugar?
We are, absolutely. But let's do that. Let's take a quick break. Shit, we're already half an hour in. You can tell I'm drinking. I'm just swearing this whole show. I don't care. I've had one of those days. So definitely, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna put it up against a single malt, and then when we're done with that, we're gonna make one of my favorite drinks, which is a whiskey sour. When we come back, we're gonna do it the right way, not that dumb mix. We're gonna take lemons and sugar and make it right. Do you have a microwave here?
We do.
All right, so we're gonna make up some simple
The
syrup.
donation microwave.
Fantastic. We're gonna do all that. We're
Yeah,
gonna have
it
some
works.
fun when we come back on By the Glass Show on SoFloRadio.com.
Thank you, Terrestrial Radio, for gift wrapping an entire audience and delivering it to our door. SoFloRadio.com.
Put a team of professional consultants behind your home or business computer with Key Information Solutions, providing solutions to your internet and computing needs while keeping you on the cutting edge of technology. Preventative maintenance and networking support, hardware and custom-built computers. Let Key Information Solutions be your personal tech staff for your home or office with affordable hourly, monthly, or annual rates to fit anyone's budget. Call Key Information Solutions now, 954-973-3374. That's 954-973-3374. Or visit keyinformation.com.
Strawberry patches, smoothie.
Get your hands off me.
Huh?
I said don't touch me.
I shouldn't have went to that party last night. Now I'm seeing talking fruit.
You're not dreaming, Bub, and you're not putting me in that blender to do.
But you're just a fruit.
Who you calling a fruit?
You are. You're a delicious passion fruit.
Why, sure, I'm passionate. How would you like to be blended, huh? I got right, you know.
Customers waiting. You gotta go.
Yeah, but wait, you can...
At Power Smoothie in Aventura, we show fruit no mercy. Always fresh, always delicious. To make the best smoothies and wraps on earth, try our new cilantro lime-alicious wrap or our hot chipotle chicken. Power Smoothie in Aventura, located just north of the Aventura Mall in the Promenade Shops. Or call 305-792-5338. Open 7 days a week.
When you're ready to actually lose weight safely and steadily while being monitored by a physician, the Weight Loss Clinic of Dr. Kim Jacobson is there for you. The family medicine practice was established by her father in 1956 and continues as a medical practice that now specializes in weight reduction. Dr. Kim Jacobson joined the practice 20 years ago as both a family medicine practitioner and weight loss specialist. The Weight Loss Clinic utilizes a combination of appetite suppression medication and vitamins to produce great results, usually 3 to 4 pounds per week for most patients. Now you can change your lifestyle while still enjoying your own food, just less of it. They offer a choice of 2, 3, or 4-week plans. So whether you just need to lose a few pounds or a lot, the Weight Loss Clinic of Dr. Kim Jacobson can help you. They're located at 5454 Northeast 4th Avenue in Miami, just 2 blocks west of 54th Street and Biscayne Boulevard. Call them at 305-751-0091. They'll be happy to answer any and all of your questions. That's 305-751-0091. Get started on a beautiful new body today with Dr. Kim Jacobson and the Weight Loss Clinic.
This is John Etchen of Sports Eds.
Well, somebody told Wesley Snipes that it was unconstitutional to pay taxes.
Oh my God.
That, they can't charge taxes. It's not in the Constitution. So he's like, hey man, it's not in the Constitution. Yeah, but it's a law. But now you're going to jail. Thank you for admitting it, by the way.
Put yourself in these guys' shoes. You get a check for $3 million. Mm-hmm. Are you going to claim taxes on that?
Yeah, I am. You know what?
Tuesday 7 to 9, Thursday 8 to 10.
John Edge and the Sports Heads.
On SoFloRadio.com.
And now we return you to By the Glass.
Hi there, boys and girls. Today, we've got a very extra special friend stopping by.
Shut that off. Hey, how you doing? All welcome back to By the
It said
Glass.
bagpipes. It's a bagpipe comedy bit. I was trying to play some bagpipes.
I remember that from Neil Rogers.
Yeah, that's a good. It's funny.
Welcome back to By the Glass. We're Hanky Bannister. Yeah, we're talking a little bit about
that bit.
Scotch today and some Scotch whiskey. So basically, what we got going on here is we're trying a blended first, and then we're going to put it up against a single malt and kind of what's it all about?
I'm curious.
Yeah, we're very curious. So if you wouldn't mind, maybe grabbing the other snifters there. We got Gentleman Jack in the other room. He's mixing up the brood for us. We got a nice Sugar Shack heading up over there, so we're getting that worked out. And what we're going to do now is we've got the blended in one, and then we are going to pour this single malt in the other, and really just kind of get an idea of what it is, what it tastes like. So, very, very interesting. So here you go, my man. All right, cool. Very cool. So,
are we gonna drink the single by itself, or mix it, or we're gonna mix the drink with the blended first? Is that what we're doing?
No, what we're going to do is we're going to try the blended Hanky Bannister Scotch whiskey, and we're going to also try. I have a couple here. You want to give me?
Which one is this?
Ardmore and then the Speyburn over there. Now I prefer. This is a better one, the Ardmore. But hold on a second. The Speyburn is a much maltier. Okay.
Single malt. Oh,
these
this
are both
is peated.
single malt.
Give this one to George.
This one's peated.
Yeah.
This one here is a Highland. This one is the maltier of the. Whoops. There we go. Maltier of many whiskeys. So very cool.
You got it upside down, buddy.
That's probably why it wasn't working. But you can see the
Do you
difference
pour
right
out?
away.
Do you pour out the big one or the small one?
We poured out that one.
You put it out. Pour out the big one.
I was
The
doing
small
it
one
right.
is the air hole.
That's what I figured. That's what I
Wrong
figured.
hole. Are you gonna pour some for yourself?
Oh yeah, sorry.
There you go. No problem.
Now, which one are we trying now? That one?
Just a little.
Wait, that's perfect. Just so we could try it.
Yeah.
We need more than that. So here we go, Jason. Okay, so what we're doing is we're trying the Speyburn. Now, if we look at right off the bat appearance, right? What do you guys see? Much different in color, right?
Yeah, the other one's a lot more amber.
One's got more amber.
This is very clear, very light.
More toffee. This one is much lighter, definitely. And I'm thinking to myself, that's probably because it was probably aged differently. It might not have been aged as long. Some of the ones in the Hanky Bannister might have had, aged. As some get better and older in time,
really like
they
the
get older
smell.
and paler.
This smells really good.
That's the peated one. Is ours peated?
No, this is the non-peated one.
Oh.
He's drinking Speyburn.
This doesn't
as well.
smell like
this is
trunk at all.
Highland. Okay, so this is a Highland Speyburn.
Wow.
Now it's not very peated, is it? You think it is?
No,
this one
isn't.
not.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, what we did is we're smelling the single malt now. Now, as I put the both to my nose, first I have the blended, and then I have the single malt.
Oh man.
Now
Are these the same?
malt,
Oh, okay. This has much more alcohol content.
The single, right?
The single,
The
46%.
Oh my goodness, it's like
well, it's 40. This one's 40.
it's like smelling rubbing alcohol.
Yeah.
So there's more.
Just wait till you taste it.
It doesn't seem like it's been,
I haven't tasted
blended
it yet, I'm
Scotch
afraid.
Whiskey, blended Scotch whiskey might be cut a little bit too. When they actually take the alcohol, they might add a little bit something.
Yeah, I
water
think
to it to
that
break it
first
down
one was
a little
cut
bit.
for sure. Yeah.
But this one here that might be another aspect of single malts, that they are not cut down. Now, blended Scotch whiskeys tend to be cut with water, maybe some a little bit, to give it a little bit less of a bite to it. And that's another
I'm
thing
letting
that
some of
they
the
used to
alcohol
do
evaporate for a second.
when they did that. So we'll try the Speyburn. I'm going to actually taste it.
All right. He didn't die, so I'm going to go next.
Now, I got to say, that is full-flavored and very, very, very delicious.
I'm really enjoying this. I'm full-flavored.
Wow.
It's completely different than the blended.
The increased alcohol is not a bad thing at all.
It doesn't come through on the palate, though.
Dude, this is something I would sip all night long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is really,
Yeah.
really
It
good.
turns to vapor in your mouth.
Push that one away.
Yeah.
This is what I would drink right here.
So,
It's
but
clean.
this Hanky Bannister, it has, phenomenal rating. I mean, it's, one of, the best in its class.
This is sipping whiskey right here.
I liked it, but I got to say it tasted a little musty to me,
Right.
as opposed to this is just clean and delicious.
is an
It fills your mouth with flavor.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's interesting because it's got a lot of sweetness. It almost tastes like
It
they
is.
used like a little bit more like a
You're right.
like a whiskey or something.
It is.
Like another like an
It's very
American
sweet.
whiskey. And that comes from, I don't know if that's more aging in the cask or less, but it definitely comes from a definite really nice.
Oh wait, the Speyburn is what we're drinking right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's only 40%. It's the other one, the peated stuff we haven't had yet.
Oh.
That's
Right.
46. All right, hand that to Brett.
Only 40%.
Don't burn yourself.
Did you want to try the difference between the two? Here, give me your glass, Gentleman Jack. Gentleman Jack just sat down, and we are going to pour him a little bit of this Speyburn Highland malt. And here, I want you to take a look at the difference in the
Gentleman
color.
Jack is going to be gentleman wasted here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'm
also
already
want
That's
feeling
the
this,
plan.
Hanky Panky.
Hanky Panky?
Hanky Panky.
I wanted you to taste a little bit of the difference. Now, put the blended up to your nose and taste a little bit of that, and then take the single malt
I
and put that
already
up to your
smelled
nose.
a bit of a difference there.
Yeah.
It's amazing that.
But it's pleasant. It's really good. It's mellow.
Hanky
Very
Bannister
mellow.
has
But
a
it's
real.
got a good flavor.
has
It
a
fills
much
your
more-
mouth.
Hanky Bannister is much more toasted. I taste like more toast off of it, right?
Right.
And then this one here, I get more fruit, and it has more of like an open flavor, right?
It jumps at you a little bit.
It
you
jumps
know?
at you?
Yeah.
Smack you
Yeah,
in the
they
face?
both got really good qualities. I like the single malt. I would never have picked that on the shelf.
Yeah.
if I didn't know. But,
You know, they have different attributes to them, and I think over time you tend to go one way or the other. And Speyburn, you know, the Highland area is much more the malty. They don't put as much peat.
Okay.
It's more of a, you know, Highland obviously further up, in I guess in the mountains as opposed to lowlands and coastal
the ghetto.
regions.
All right.
I don't know if it's the ghetto, but I do know that that Scotland is designated by different geographical areas such as that. So, but it's interesting because it's like to make a light palatable Scotch whiskey such as Hanky Bannister blended Scotch, it's necessary to combine several whiskeys from grain and malt distilleries. So they combine several from all over Scotland. And a little explanation of the spirit: a malted Scotch whiskey is still crafted in an artesian way. The malted barley and water. They use pot stills, okay, for the distillation process.
What about kegs?
And then they mature it in oak casks in Scotland for a minimum of 3 years to produce a flavorful, complex, smooth, intriguing grain Scotch whiskey. It's made from much larger scale and a constant distillation process that enables more efficient means of production. So it's constantly being distilled. That might have something to do with, you know, that real dialed-in flavor. You know, that constant distillation, it might have something to do with that more toasted flavor too.
Oh, okay.
You know, as opposed to the single malt having, you know, more of an attribute from the whatever grains they have. I don't know if there's any adjunct grains in there. If it's 100% barley, I would imagine single malts have to be. So, but this one is super tasty.
Yeah, it is.
Hanky Bannister is super tasty too, and it's won a ton of awards.
Yeah, they're both very high quality.
I'm kind of torn right now.
You torn?
Yeah, they're different. I mean, it's just different moods, you know.
Yeah. Okay, there's the Distillers Company of Edinburgh, so one of them's up in Edinburgh. Yeah. Interesting. So we have some really cool stuff. Well, okay, so what we're going to do now is now that we've tasted the difference between the blended and the single.
What did he cook up for you over there?
He cooked up some really cool in a pirate glass, which I like.
Yeah, that's our official SoFlo Radio pirate mug.
We got some simple syrup here. Which, you know,
it's a good thing we're pouring some whiskey in there.
It's a good thing we're pouring some whiskey. So tell you what, just give me. It's pretty simple what we're going to do here. We're just going to take some blended, wonderful, really nice crystal you got here, George. Tell me a little bit about this.
Thank you. Well,
donation?
Divorce.
I'm
done.
Divorce donation?
This is a wedding present that we had never ever used. This is actually the first time that I'm using this.
We're christening it on the show.
Very expensive. I didn't look up the price tag, but it was given to us by the in-laws, and it's like got a high lead content, cut crystal. I don't know. It's probably hundreds of dollars the set. The glasses are up there.
Well, I'm honored.
We should probably use the glasses to pour the final mixture in.
Were you told that by any chance when the gift was given to you? You know, the description of the glass.
It came up later when we were going through the gifts and everything, and you know, having the discussion with the like. We didn't have an official wedding. We went to Vegas.
I thought the only crystal your wife did came in a little white bag.
Yeah, well, my wife's name is Crystal, so we can make a joke about that too.
Okay,
but we didn't. We got married in secret and didn't tell anybody until a year later, and then like the mother-in-law, yeah. And
then she got you a gift.
We did, yeah. Then the mother-in-law was like, "Well, you need something," and we got this somehow. If you move those glasses in front,
it kind of looks like
the other
piss,
ones.
Brett.
The other ones
might have been too much water.
Keep moving glasses.
Here, what we'll do
You'll find them eventually.
We'll add a little bit of this.
Pour some more whiskey?
Yeah, pour some more whiskey in. Let's pour our.
Get 4 of those because those are the glasses that actually go with this set. Look, I got the label still on them.
Cool.
That I never
you got any more of that sugar, Jack?
Never use these things.
Evil brew. Let me tell you that right now.
This is Shannon Crystal. It's real expensive.
Beautiful.
And,
it's gorgeous.
I never use it. As you can see, let's look at the stickers on
it. I love it. It's awesome. There we go. Put some sugar in there. Yeah, this looks good.
Yeah, real good.
All right, guys. So what I did was I made a really quick whiskey sour. And my grandfather used to make the best Rob Roy's, and I don't know how to make that. So one day I will learn how. It's funny. I will
learn how to make a Rob Roy.
I always see those bartending classes, and I want to take one. It's like a 40-hour course, and it's like I don't have 40 hours to go.
Who has 40 hours to do anything?
Anything. Exactly. So what we're gonna do is, I just did it on my own here. So what I did was I just I took what?
Sorry to interrupt you.
A stirring wand over
here. Lift up one of these.
You have to put your fist in there.
Dude, this is a real glass, George.
I'm telling you.
I want all my glasses to be crystal from now on.
This is cut crystal, man.
You pop someone in the head with this, and they're dead.
They're dead, man. This is
awesome.
This is the deal. Do we pour this on ice?
Oh, do you have ice?
Yeah.
Let's pour, yeah, definitely. Get
ice, man.
So definitely.
All right, sorry to interrupt you, Brett. What were you saying about your drink?
No, I was just saying that basically what I did was I made, I like to do kind of things naturally. I mean, you could go out to the store and buy a whiskey sour mix.
Why do that?
When you can just take lemons
all the
and sugar.
preservatives and all that crap in there.
Yeah,
do
the
it
only
natural,
thing the
man.
difference is that they actually whip up an egg. They take an egg white and throw it in there, and then they emulsify it.
You could do that.
And that's how you really get the sour. But we don't need that. On
Yeah.
the show. We're
I'm against eggs. You can get salmonella like that.
I have a scoop.
I know Sal.
behind you.
Yeah, he does.
Sal and his wife Pam Manila.
I'm just going for it.
That's
oh,
where
he's
they're
got
from.
a scoop.
Yeah, man, we're classy here.
Yeah, we're scooping it up. So, guys, we've tried some blended Scotch whiskey from Hanky Bannister.
Scoop it like you got a pair, Jason. Just shove that scoop in there.
Thanks, Intuan, if you're listening at home. Fantastic stuff. I know that I butchered the history of your fine products, but we all know that these are wonderful, wonderful products from blended Scotch whiskey. Whoa, go for it, George. And what we're doing is we're making whiskey sours now. So,
Any dice?
Here we go. Beautiful, guys. Pour it off. And tell me what you think. I mean, I think this is going to be a refreshing drink.
Now, is this more a summertime drink or something in the fall? Or
yeah, you get shit-faced on the back porch, just drinking this.
It's always summertime here in Florida.
It's true. Summertime, summertime. So, guys, tell me what you think.
Cocktail straws.
Cocktail straws. Oh, there we go. Nice, yeah.
We're classy
doing it right
here.
here. We are classy here.
Over to the by the glass bar, ladies and
everybody
gentlemen.
give me a big cheers.
Cheers.
Here's to George's wife, Crystal. And,
I'm still tugging on this.
Oh, you got to drink your thing, dude. You didn't drink it? Come on now. All right, cool. All right, so have a sip and tell me what you think.
Not bad.
That's very good.
Yeah.
That's
I
pretty
like
good.
that, right? You could be a bartender.
Awesome. Yeah, and it's a simple way to make a really great drink into something simple. You just add some lemon and some sugar, and it's a lot of fun. I like to make the simple syrup, though. I don't just put sugar straight into things because sugar, kind of like you ever put sugar in your iced tea.
It goes right to the bottom. I always make a simple syrup.
You have to kind of heat your sugar up in the
if I
water.
make lemonade, I make a
Is that what's the definition? Because simple syrup comes up a lot on this show.
It is.
What's the definition of that?
It is basically a broken down sugar that is liquid form. A liquid form of sugar that'll mix well into
I
drinks
use
because
2 cups of sugar to 1 cup of water.
That's awesome. Yeah, and then you heat it up until it's actually a liquid form.
Yeah.
And then you just pour it in, and it sweetens the drink, without being without being granular or that type of thing. So fantastic.
This is delicious, actually.
Yeah, it's very good.
I gotta say,
That's
it's not too
perfect.
strong
Yeah.
or anything.
It seems like it's one of those drinks that kind of creeps up on you after about.
This
2
will
or
creep
3
up
of them.
on you.
Yeah, absolutely.
This one here will creep up on you because remember, it's mostly Scotch.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
A little bit of lemon to cut out the edge. And
If I pour my leftover Scotch in here, it'll be more mostly Scotch.
Yeah,
it's like a 151 topper.
Looks like I'm going to be the designated driver tonight.
Where you guys going? You going anywhere? You're going across the street to the bar.
You're not driving home tonight, right?
Well, not if you're.
I'm driving him home. That's all right. Driving drunk again.
Well, pray for me.
So fantastic, folks. Now, also, I want to talk about the next product. Oh, you thought we were done drinking? Not even close. So, hand me that, please, if you wouldn't mind, sir. This is a
I just emptied out a
beverage.
snifter so that I could continue.
Absolutely. This is the.
Look at that fancy bottle.
It's the Phraya. Phraya. Yeah. And a beautiful fancy bottle. Look at the gilding on this bottle.
It's kind of Muslim, though.
You guys like, well, it's Thai.
What's wrong
it's
with you,
Muslim.
man?
They're Buddhists.
We're all
What's with the Islamophobia over here?
Sorry, they just kill people.
I'm not sorry. Screw them.
We started it.
I think they're killing more people.
This isn't a religious show. It's a show about booze. All right? So
we're killing them.
Anyway, we're killing our livers. And that's all we're concerned about.
Yeah, we are.
All right, so basically, this is a phenomenal rum called Phraya, and it's deep matured golden rum.
Isn't it?
I got to say, this is one of the most wonderful rums that I've had ever. It's imported from Thailand, and it's 80 proof.
I think it's pronounced Phraya.
Yeah, well, I don't have an accent, so.
All right. Let's call my friend.
Oh, you have a friend?
Intuan Punsawat. That's
yeah.
He's been waiting all day.
All day.
She's very happy that you got her name right, for sure. It means high ranking. It's actually right about me, and it's Phraya. It's not Pariah. I'm sorry, it's Phraya, and it means high ranking. It's a super premium rum. It's distilled, matured, blended, and bottled in the Kingdom of Thailand. It's matured over cool lagoons and oak barrels. Ooh. That's really cool.
I can hear the lagoons.
They actually fill the oak barrels, right, after they make the rum, and then they have the caves that are over lagoons in Thailand, and that's where they keep these barrels in a cool spot over the water to give it that really nice, cool aspect, so that they're cooling it down and they're maturing it in these wonderful casks. And this is an amazing
like a great
rum.
visual, though. to watch that happen.
I'm thinking of look at butterscotch.
It smells really good.
This is probably one of the best rums. I got to say that this and
Really?
Atlantico are two of my favorite rums.
Now, are they known for making rum there, or is this something they just started doing?
Remember
or?
the Mekong?
Yeah,
that was amazing. That was a rum-like
Yeah, that
product.
was really good.
It was like a different. Yeah, it was amazing. That was back in the day. We had some Mekong on the show, and that was another one that she did. It was phenomenal.
That's kind of a unique taste.
That is good.
This
it is
a
different.
rum.
It's unique.
You don't need anything with this
like,
rum.
I'm sipping this and I'm like, what is this I'm drinking
Nice
again?
spice,
This is
right?
rum? I totally
Is there
forgot this
coconut
was
in
rum.
there, too? I mean, it
Wow.
has so many flavors.
There's so many flavors. Those are natural flavors that come
Really?
from the wood. Yeah, it's a cold maturation.
I'm getting
I
like
totally
coconut almost.
spaced and forgot I was drinking rum.
You know,
There's so many different flavors.
You know, for a quick second, it kind of gets right past the palate, and
It
then
does.
it kind of sits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then you kind of get the taste of it. Right?
Definitely
I think this is a great
coconut.
rum for the season because so many spices that are in this rum.
This
and
has
those
a
all come from
really
the wood.
yummy
It does have
like,
a couple
toasted
spices in
coconut
there,
flavor.
Yeah, see? I'm getting that.
So they say that it has all the Asian elements of earth. It has fire, earth, air, and water regarded throughout
the
ages,
earth.
the essence
Kind
of
of does
creation.
fit the season, though.
Yeah, it fits the season. And the elements they play a part in the emergence of an outstanding deep matured rum. Their influence reflects upon the distinctive nature of this rum in every bottle. It's majestic. It comes from that part of the world, the Phraya River, which flows through the heart of Thailand's capital, Bangkok, which is cool. I didn't know that actually. It's one of those fun words that you can have fun with. Phraya.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, anybody ever been to Bangkok?
No.
Okay. Known as the River of
I've
Kings.
been to that other place.
It was once the kingdom's gateway to the world. The riverbanks were the home to the nation's ancient royal capitals. So this is a very prestigious spirit that we're drinking here today, and it's fascinating. It's classic.
Where can you buy that?
You can definitely. I think you can get it at Total Wine.
Okay.
It's an amazing rum. I'm not sure on the retail on it, but I think it's.
I mean, it's a beautiful bottle. It's got to be
more
more
the
expensive.
phrase used in regards to that, what you were describing it with magical. It is quite magical. It has, like I said, it gets past you a little bit, but at the end you get the taste of it, and it's not much of a bite at all. It's quite smooth.
I agree. It's very smooth, and I often wonder with certain spirits. Obviously, they're not adding spices to it. So, and everything comes out distilled like an eau de vie. It comes out natural and white. And then they take that and they put it into different casks. They're actually aged in wood, and it's the wood that creates a lot of these aging aspects. So a lot of these spices that we're tasting, they come from the wood. Now, who had a pumpkin beer recently? It's that season. Jason?
No, not me.
Anybody?
Not recently.
Richard Christie.
Well, we had some pumpkin beers on the show last year.
What?
This time.
Richard Christie's from Howard Stern Show.
Okay.
He loves pumpkin beer.
I love pumpkin.
Yeah, he loves
So,
pumpkin
do you still listen to that show?
Absolutely.
I don't listen to that show.
Yeah, no.
No,
But basically, the fact of the matter is that you're going to get a lot of those same types of spices that you're going to get with pumpkin beers. I mean, George, what kind of spice you get?
That coconut.
I'm
It's not
getting
the only one,
coconut
but
all day long.
But I'm
Coconut's
getting
not a spice.
maybe maybe a little cinnamon. Maybe a little cinnamon in here or something. There's something like that.
If you live in Jamaica, it's a spice, man.
Okay, so I'm getting a little bit of nutmeg.
Maybe I'm confusing my cinnamon and my nutmeg. There's something that I put in my coffee in here. It could be rum.
It's the rum spice.
I got coconut coming through. I don't know why. It's all I taste.
Actually, I do taste a little bit of coconut.
And that's amazing that they can create a rum that has coconut flavor built in.
But it's not even. Yeah, it's not like not supposed to be a coconut.
No,
rum.
I mean this rum has won like ridiculous amounts of awards all over the world. How much did you pay for a bottle of this?
$20.
Come on.
$30.
Come on.
$40.
I actually will want your advice on a spirit that I saw.
Yeah.
The Louis XIV.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the finest cognac in the world.
I went to the website and I just saw how
House of Remy.
Yeah. The steps that they took to preparing it, putting it in the barrels and dating them. It's
amazing because that part of the world, that's a champagne cognac, and what they do is they create those barrels, and there's some of them are hundreds of years old.
Yeah,
and they stay, and what they have is they have a cellar of many different vats, and they blend the vats together. Some of those vats can be hundreds of years old, mixed with different stuff,
right.
And the ones that are the purest and the finest. You missed out on a great show. Remember we had Camus, the cognac lady? Oh my God, she was amazing. Guys, if you want to see
we did a vertical tasting.
Unbelievable show. Check out the Camus show. We tasted some stuff from 1971.
Wow.
We tasted single malts, single batches from unbelievable from all different parts of the country. unbelievable show. And what we learned that day was that it's really all about the guy that blends it all, the cellar master. And you have some stuff now. Cognac, like Scotch, it can sit forever. You know, you're going to have your Angel's share. Remember, and we also had the guy. By the way, the guy from Angel's Envy
Devil's
died.
Cut.
He died. Remember the guy we had on? We had the guy. Remember, he was. We had the distiller for Jack Daniel's
How did he
whiskey
die? Really?
On our show.
Yeah.
He died of old age.
Oh man.
And he was also the maker of Angel's Envy.
Angel's Envy. Yeah.
You know, we've had some amazing guests on the show. And you know, and the fact of the matter is that he kind of got us all one day. We're sitting there saying, "How you doing?" And thank you for calling. He's like, "Well, y'all interrupt my
I'm about
church.
to go into
to
church.
Oh, he's so sorry, sir. He's like, "What? I'm going to church." It was awesome. But but he explained to us, you know, the Angel's share is an evaporation aspect. So that will happen. So they have to guard against evaporation, but it's going to happen. It seeps out through the wood.
Okay.
But what they do is they do take what they have. They have to actually eventually sell some of it because otherwise it'll just all evaporate away. But there's in that Louis there are hundreds of years old of vats because think about it. Every year you pick your grapes and you make your cognac. Now you've been doing it for hundreds of years since the 1700s.
Right.
And
you
have a lot of surplus.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm still accurate, but it's what $1,400 a shot.
No, it's $1,400 a bottle.
A
maybe.
I
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know.
I think you can get shots for $50.
$50. I know it was some ridiculous number for a shot.
Yeah, you got to be careful buying shots though. Who knows if it's real? You know, at those bars.
Yeah, there's some places that sell it. Like, you know, I would buy it in the retail.
Okay.
You know, but you know, you're hanging out with Chris Bosch. Maybe he's throwing a party at his house and he's got some. You know, that would be the best way to try it. You know, maybe LeBron's popping Cristal and Louis.
The most he did was drink Coca-Cola. So
I hear you.
I didn't see
but no, I would. That's the only way I would really trust it. But you'll know when you taste it. Here's the thing I say about all that. You know, people pay $5,000 for a bottle of Petrus, and people pay for shots of Louis and everything. It's like, let me tell you something. I've been drinking spirits for 15 years, and I drink them a lot. You know, I drink the taste a lot. I drink beer, wine, spirits. You guys know. I mean, shit, we've been doing it here forever. We drink a lot. Okay? And I don't drink to get drunk. I drink to taste. And let me tell you something. I'm just now, after 15 years, discerning enough to understand the difference.
Is that okay?
You're fine.
Okay.
I'm just now, after 15 years, or 15 to 20 years of tasting booze, seriously, all kinds, to understand the differences and the nuances and what's good and what's, you know, to really understand it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just funny to me when people, like, they'll pay all this exorbitant money and they couldn't tell the difference between white toast and rye bread.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where the rubber hits the road, brother. I mean, if you have that palate and you really want the finest things and you can afford it, by all means, buy Louis. But you know what? You're probably going to be happy with a $200 bottle of Courvoisier. Because if you can tell the difference, then you know what I mean, and you got one hell of a palate, brother.
You'll be fine with some $2 Chuck.
You know what I mean? It's like a lot of people really don't know, unless they know, and then they need that more.
Right.
But yeah, if you're someone of discerning palate and you can get your hands on that, it's a once in a lifetime experience, I would imagine.
Yeah,
I've never tried it. So.
Yeah, the whole point of bringing it up was just doing a little research.
Yeah,
I went to the
glad you
website.
Were you inspired by the show?
Yeah, most certainly. Yeah, you guys are the devil.
What is like that? It's like that Sam Adams specialty beer, Utopus or something. I mean, that's a hard thing to go out and buy. But I mean, Ed Roberts happened to have a bottle. I would come in here and try it. Yeah, it was good. I mean,
it was great. We got to try it on the show.
I don't know if I'm going out and spending $1,000 on it though.
1,000.
No,
I mean,
it's
that's the thing about it. It's the exorbitant amount. You know, for a shot. I mean, for a shot of Patron, I could pay about what, $7.
Right.
We're talking about $50 for.
Well, that's
I'm
glad you brought up Patron because. You know, some tequila costs $100 a bottle, some cost $20. You know, and let me tell you something: if it's 100% agave and it's an añejo, right? They're both well made and aged. You know, if you can really tell me the difference between the $100 bottle marketing or the $20 bottle, the guy who's just trying to get his product into America. I really like to see the people that can tell the difference. A lot of it is hype, and everybody wants to be cool. Let me tell you something. A lot of these guys that are drinking Cristal, it's because it's the most expensive thing they can buy.
Right.
They wouldn't know the difference between an American Schramsberg, which is a phenomenal. But the difference is the type of grape, the terroir, the bubble aspect, the overall carbonation. I could go on and on. Acidity, fruitiness, blah blah blah. They couldn't tell you that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But that's what it's all about, I mean, you pick the kind of champagne you like, and let me tell you something. As much as we're in the beverage world, I haven't drunk enough champagne to really know what floats my boat yet because, you got to be rich, man. I mean, that stuff's $50 a bottle for the crap. It's champagne.
Right.
You know what I mean? Unless you're getting it donated or you work as a sommelier.
I was actually going to ask you about another brand that's become very popular within the pop culture, Ace of Spades. I haven't tasted it.
I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah,
what is it?
It's a champagne.
Okay.
It was supposed to replace. Well, if you let the perception take over, it's supposed to replace Cristal.
Oh, really?
But it's of that ilk.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
and there's a French house of champagne that's hundreds of years old that named it Ace of Spades.
Ace of Spades, yes.
That's odd. I mean, it must be a new blending. Yeah.
Hey, Jason, are you drunk?
Cool.
What?
Are you drunk?
You're quiet over there.
You're way off, Mike.
I'm getting a lot of wows here.
Yeah, no, I'm
okay, good.
I'm enjoying the show.
I gotta say, let me take this time to say, guys, as we try all these wonderful beverages from International Beverage Holdings, and thank you so much to Intuan for everything. She's just wonderful in all ways, shapes, and forms. And thank you, Ed Roberts, for putting together this show.
Why isn't she here?
Last minute, and getting me the notes last minute, and creating the show page last minute. Thank you so much, last minute, Ed Roberts, for everything. We really do appreciate it.
Hidden message. Sorry.
Yeah. And also, just everything involved. Thanks to all you guys for being here, and I love you all, and I've been drinking so much. So
we're going 2 minutes over, so we got a lot more time.
Oh, we got lots of time, man. Oh yeah,
show over already.
This is what I say. As we enjoy all these wonderful, fantastic beverages, my awesome, Scotch sour, and some really great Hanky Bannister, Phraya, Speyburn, all these fantastic Yankee.
We didn't get to this Ardmore.
We didn't get to the Ardmore, but there's more Ardmore coming.
We got time.
Pour it.
Let's pour it. Do it.
I mean, we're gonna pour it anyway, but as far as the audience, we'll let you know about it.
Yeah, absolutely. As we enjoy all this great stuff, we like to do so safely. Please do not drink and drive. Do not overconsume. Do not drink under 21.
Oh, that's smoky.
If you are pregnant,
give Jason just a hair.
Wait the 9 months. Your kids will thank you.
Oh my God.
So we can come back next
I'll take yours.
week, Thursday at 6 o'clock on SoFlo Radio and BuyTheGlassShow.com.
Empty a glass, Jack.
Come on, George. I'm plugging the show. BuyTheGlassShow.com.
BuyTheGlassShow.com.
SoFlo
Oh
Radio.
my God, that's like licking a fire.
Thank you very much. Jason,
give some. We got till 6:02, so we're gonna drink this.
That is like
3 more
licking the inner.
I don't.
Of a charred barrel.
I don't want to stop smelling it. It smells so good.
Well, that's Pete.
Jack, did you empty out a glass for yourself?
Holy Jesus.
I sure did.
Because you got to try some of this.
Dude, that's an acquired.
Redundant.
Dude, that's an acquired.
Pour it out the big hole.
George, have you acquired a taste for
I have.
He loves it.
The smoky.
Fred, you gotta taste that. Tell me.
It's like liquid bacon. Come on.
Oh Lord, bacon.
Yeah, that's Scotch.
Here,
did you guys notice the?
Whoop.
Not only is it 46%, that numbs your mouth.
Holy
and here's the thing:
shit.
if it's in the cold and craggy Scotland, and you're the maltiness, it doesn't cut through in cold, nasty weather, right? This will cut through when it's
feel free.
Hold on,
really?
Let me look at that bottle so I never buy that ever again.
Look at this.
This is what cuts through after time. I mean, this is why guys create IPAs. They want that flavor. I'm serious.
I know.
This is the Scottish version.
I read
of
a
hot.
great article on IPAs, but we'll talk about that next week.
I'm gonna nurse this
I probably wrote it. I'm telling you, this is what happens.
I mean, I guess I could learn to appreciate that, but I'm not up to that taste.
Sipping.
Wow.
Sips.
You know what's interesting to me is that's the most I've ever appreciated.
It does say smoke notes on there, so you're warned.
Yeah, no, that's the most I've ever appreciated a malted peaty Scotch.
Wow,
fantastic!
They have.
I love it.
They have the taste of the earth, and they put it in a bottle.
They
and
did.
Fire.
Tastes like bacon.
It tastes like fire.
Tastes like that smoked bacon.
Tastes like bacon bits.
Yeah.
Where's the salad?
See all this other stuff. I'm gonna pour it into
George's blended whiskey.
Yeah. Calm down there, Georgie.
Hey.
George is he's a Hanky Bannister himself.
Yeah, he's like a one-man sorority.
This is for sipping in class, and this is for chasing.
I hope to one day be able to drink this.
Well, it's funny because I've been trying a few scotches here and there, and this one tends to be
Yeah, no, I mean I definitely they know what they're going for. It's just my young version.
Guys, go to hankybannister.com and to check out some of these wonderful different scotches that we are checking out, and then of course www.phrayarum.com. Phraya rum. Okay, .com.
He really likes that.
Phraya.
I do.
We're gonna have to pry you off the floor after you're done with that drink.
I'm gonna be dancing after this show.
You're gonna be dancing after the show.
Yeah.
Thanks. I make a mess wherever I go. It's wonderful to talk to you all, and I will see you next week, Thursday at 6 on SoFlo Radio and BuyTheGlassShow.com.
Broadcasting from the heart of downtown Hollywood. This is SoFloRadio.com.